to the Tarot Cottage. My name is Amy. I'm back today with a pick a card reading for you. And if you're one of my beautiful returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for being here and for your beautiful, kind comments to me as well in the comment section. You guys are always so sweet to me, and you are always making me feel better when I'm having low days. So never think that your comments go unnoticed. If I don't get a chance to sort of comment back, I always read through them. You guys are you make a huge impact on my life. So thank you so much for being here. And if you have found yourself here for the first time, we want to welcome you. Please join us. Pick a pile, sit down, grab yourself a cup of tea, some snacks, and we'll have a little bit of a chat because we're all friends when we gather at my table. So today's pick a card reading, we're going to do a message that you need from your angels and guides today. And specifically, they want to talk to you about the next big challenges or changes that are coming in, and your strengths as well. They want to touch on your strengths today too. So we have 3 piles to choose from today. We have here pile number 1 with the red planet, pile number 2 here with the ringed planet, and pile number 3 with the blue planet. I believe this is the Kawaii Tarot. I'm going to look into this, into what I know this is the Halloween Tarot, but I'm going to look into the names of the tarot decks and I'll post them below. But number 1, number 2, number 3, again, today's topic is all about the next big challenges ahead for you and the strengths that you have to overcome them. These could be good things though coming in, of course. We're just asking Spirit about the next big event and the strengths that you have to enter into these unknowns, the strengths that you have to overcome the challenges if there are challenges coming in, and some advice from Spirit as well. So pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and I'm going to jump right into pile number 1 today. Hello, pile 1. You are drawn to the red planet and to this little Kawaii. I think it's called the Kawaii Tarot deck, but I'm going to look into that. And this is your reading. What is the next big challenge event coming up in your life? Your guides and angels want to bring to your attention to prepare you for. And they're also going to touch in on your strengths as well as we progress through the reading. So what are the next big events? Next big challenges coming in. 7 of Wands. Now the 7 of Wands can indicate that there is going to be something that poses, I don't want to keep using a word like challenge, but poses a little bit of a shift in your life where you may be asked to step outside of comfort zones, to maintain an optimistic approach as well. Page of Wands. You're being asked to break free. You're being asked to break free in some sort of way here, pile 1. And this new path, Spirit says it's going to take you where you do not expect. But it is, I feel like, a big challenge for you to step outside of your comfort zone to take this path. And we're going to clarify in a moment where this path could be. It could be towards love. It could be towards love. You may be kind of asked to spark a new road. You may be leaving behind a relationship. The most important thing coming through the message right now, though, is your ability to drown out other people's voices amidst this movement, because everyone's going to have an opinion of what you do anyway. So you might as well just let them have their opinion. And I heard this thing recently that said that you are a hero in someone's story, but you're also the villain in another person's story, and it doesn't matter who's right. It doesn't matter about anyone else's opinion. So drowning out the opinions of other people is going to be a huge strength for you, and a huge tool for you to utilize on this new path. It feels like it's new path in love. That's the next big, and they're calling it a challenge because you know what? Relationships are hard. Relationships are hard. We have the 6 of Pentacles. Let's clarify this row. You may find that you are currently sort of trying to detach yourself from a karmic situation or some sort of karmic loop where you find yourself either single for a really long time or attached to the wrong person for too long. Yeah. I feel like you kind of expected this shift is necessary for you for a long time. And maybe you doubted your ability to make this big leap. And to detach from an environment that you recognize as no longer being of a benefit to you. And when we have the devil as an attachment, it means that we haven't really, for a long time, we have felt this need for escape for a really long time. And now it's almost like we have known for a really long time that we need to make this shift. And again, it feels like you're detaching from something negative. Can be a person, can be an environment. You could be physically moving, Spirit says. And if you physically move, you are going to be experiencing love in this new realm. So that's really exciting. But for many of you, you're just detaching from perhaps a relationship as well amidst this move. And I feel like for many, it's in conjunction, like you're detaching from something that's holding you back, and it's creating the necessity for you to physically move house, physically move it. And you may even be like moving to a whole new city. The High Priestess. Your higher self is here to say that since the beginning, since the very first moment where you had that seed of thought of like, well, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe there's something more for me somewhere else. The very first moment you had that thought, that was being a divinely guided message coming in from your higher self. And they're saying that they have been, again, trying to filter this message to you in many signs and symbols for a really long time. And you have been blocking them out with some, your ego has allowed it to be blocked out quite a bit, because it's gone from the process of being the temperance, being a warning that your higher self is trying to heed you towards this devil. We've sort of come full circle, and it's become a really strong attachment now that we're having a hard time releasing from. And this attachment can be a person, as I said, it can just be insecurity too. You could be feeling pulled towards this new realm, pulled towards movement, and it involves speaking your truth too and stepping outside of your comfort zones. The Five of Swords. And this is where it comes in, where Spirit says it's time for you to utilize the biggest strength of all, which is drowning out other people's voices. And even if you have to do it, like literally physically speaking with headphones, but even practice the art of drowning out voices. The problem is that one of the voices that you're going to have to drown out is that ego, is yourself. It's going to sound a lot like you. It's going to be a voice that sounds a lot like you that's going to say, well, this is going to blow up in your face. This is not safe. You should stay back here where it is safe. And you shouldn't step out of your comfort zone, and you shouldn't move, and you shouldn't take risks, and you shouldn't enter into this relationship because it's just going to hurt you. And this is the ego that's trying to fuel that insecurity inside of you to keep you there. But Spirit says that this is what you need. And I feel like originally it wasn't even what you wanted, but it's what you need now for peace to come in. You have the Seven of Swords. And if we're starting with the 7, we're ending at the 7. And we have here the 10 of Wands and the Chariot number 7. Oh, the big thing for you is all about movement, pile 1. It's all about movement and tackling the unknown, because that's going to be the biggest challenge, is the unknown and the fear that lies there, the burden of the unknown. But Spirit's here to say to stop listening to all that naysaying, stop listening to your ego, and to trust in the divine guidance that's coming in, to be honest with yourself and other people, especially if you have to detach. It's time to be honest. And oftentimes we will fear the worst when we have all of these assumptions about what the consequences will be of that honesty. And Spirit says it's not going to be as bad as you think it is. It may be turbulent, but it will settle down. And you'll be very glad that you took pause and that you redirected your life the way that you're about to do, or the way that you're feeling pulled to do. This redirection is meant for your ascension. It's meant for you. And there's the Hierophant. And this could be the very thing you're tackling as well, is detaching from this institution to enter into a freedom. And that's sometimes the biggest issue for us of all, is to be able to detach from sort of the expectations of all of these institutions that the collective has put in place. But you're meant for movement. You're meant to overcome this obstacle. And let's take a look at your biggest strengths. Let's ask Spirit about that. What are pile 1's biggest strengths when it comes to this shift and move? And it feels, like I said, it feels like not only are you breaking free from something, but it feels like you're physically moving. And because of this, it's going to open up a brand new world. Other people are going to have tons and tons of opinions though. So drowning that out is going to be a big skill set for you to develop. We have here the Judgment. What is their biggest strength that they can utilize during this time? The Sun, your optimism. And you may kind of scoff at that because you may be like, I'm not that optimistic of a person, but Spirit wants to remind you of who you were when you shot into this ethereal, into this experience. You are not who you think you are. The present version of yourself right now is not who you think you are. And so they want you to adopt the optimism of a child almost. Because it's in this clarity, it's in this pursuit that you're going to have no problem drowning out people's voices, because you're going to be hearing so much positive messages coming from your own heart. We have the Lovers. And your discernment is a huge, huge tool for you here. You're smart. And sometimes, the Lovers is ruled by Gemini. Sometimes Geminis are seen as indecisive. It's not that they're indecisive. It's that they're so intelligent that sometimes they spend so much time overthinking. They spend so much time looking at things from every single angle. But this is going to help you in this realm. It's going to help you to discern the truth from fiction. The truth from the emotions that hold us back. And we come to know the truth by the way that it feels. And if it doesn't feel good, Spirit says you can trust that it's time to move forward. Back of the deck is the Nine of Pentacles, and you're going to be so, so happy that you did. Again, if all the fears that are holding you back, if it's financial, if it's a fear of what's coming, don't be fearful at all, because Spirit says you're going to have peace, you're going to have abundance. Reunions could be in store for you in the future. And more importantly, you are setting a tone and setting a bar of expectation for yourself moving forward that you didn't get to experience over here. And it's like stepping into independence, which doesn't mean you're going to be alone, because Spirit says you have relationships coming in. Doesn't mean you're going to be alone, but it's going to mean you feel confident in yourself and you won't feel like you need any other person in to fulfill you. It's very exciting. It's very exciting energy. But make sure you're blocking out those people and use that discernment here. Who in the world are you? It says getting to know the new you, because that's what we're doing. We're burning bridges. And I heard this term yesterday, actually, that said, I burn bridges because I can swim. And that's what Spirit wants you to understand about your journeys, that you burn bridges here perhaps, but it's because you can swim and you know it. And it's because you are shifting up everyone else's expectations of what you're capable of too. And I feel really excited. I almost feel emotionally excited for you. You are challenging who you think you are and what other people's expectations are of you. And you're entering into a time, a period, an opportunity that's meant for you. You have here, manage to be glad, create your own happiness regardless of the conditions. And that's one of your biggest strengths, Spirit says, is your ability to be optimistic. Even if you have to fake it till you make it, you're like a ray of sunshine. And perhaps the environment that you're in right now, or the stage of life that you're in right now, does not reflect that back towards you, that truth towards you. And that's the proof in the pudding that you need to get into a state where that is reflected back at you. And that's one of your biggest strengths, is finding the purpose and the light surrounding a pretty crappy situation. Advice, please, for pile number 1. We have peace. We have peace, and that's what you're going to get here. You're going to get peace, and not just peace, but overcoming this challenge is there's so much potential in you. It's like you're limitless. You're starting on a new emotional cycle, and what can exist within that cycle is completely limitless, and that's what they want you to understand. You may be walking away from a relationship, but it's because you're building a new solid foundation for yourself, and that solid foundation is going to equate to a brand new life. TikTok on the back of the deck. Again, a number 3, as in a new foundation. Divine timing at play here, but also it's coming. This shift, this is what we're talking about in this reading, is the next big thing, the next big event, the next big challenge ahead for you. But on the other side of the challenge is always that reward. It's always that gold medal, and that's what they're going to bring. is a gold medal, a new foundation, a new opportunity, new emotional start that's going to include all sorts of abundance, including a relationship. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 1. Pile number 1. You know, these types of readings never do as well. They're not as popular as the love-focused readings. They end up including a lot of love. And it's a shame because there's so many beautiful messages that are afforded here. The Fool reversed. Spirit says if you've been waiting for the perfect timing to execute this truth because you've been sitting on it, because, yeah, there's been delay. Spirit says there's never going to be the perfect time, that this is the perfect time. Time waits for no one. This is the perfect time. This Fool reverse is really talking about apathy and feeling helpless, but that's what we need to shift. That's why the Judgment, the Lovers here, your biggest asset right now to get this momentum in motion is to be honest with yourself about the situation. Be honest with yourselves and other people, and that's how that delay is going to turn around. That's how we attack apathy. We throw truth at it. Oh, we have the hand of Hamza out of the bowl. We have the letter T and the letter U. We also have the Knight of Wands, charging forward with enthusiasm and optimism. We have the 3 music note. I think of 3 third party, so take that as it resonates. We also have here the key. It's like feeling stuck, but only we, and we have 2 keys, 2 ornate keys. Feeling stuck, but only we can unleash ourselves from any prisons that we find ourselves in. We have a penny here. I'm trying to look at the date, if I can see it in this light. It's from 2008, and we have the Star of Aquarius and the Moon. So there's uncertainty and fear, but on the other side of that is healing and setting of a new course. All right, pile 1, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates, and I hope that you leave me a comment below if it did, so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. I also offer readings, private readings through my Etsy account, and that link is below. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile 2. You were drawn to the ringed planet here. And this is your reading. The next big change or challenge ahead for you, and what are your strengths in order to sort of conquer these challenges or changes or face them head on. What is the next big change or challenge coming in? A message that you need to hear right now. So we already have here the 9 of Pentacles. It's coming out reversed. The next big change or challenge that you are facing, pile 2. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the Ace of Cups. We have the 3 of Pentacles. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Back of the deck here is the Page of Cups. Let's clarify this message. The next big challenge or change coming in for you. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the 2 of Cups. I feel like there is multiple messages coming in for multiple people because I am dealing with collective energy, but there is a primary energy of sort of removing ourselves. You can see with the 9 of Pentacles, it looks like a bunch of aliens being beamed up, but in this case it's reversed, so it's like we're beaming down. It's like we have spent a lot of time perhaps building up a foundation, and now it's like we're trying to discover whether or not this was actually for us or not. Whether or not this foundation, and this could be a shift at the work environment. This could be a brand new shift of a work environment because I feel like you're going to get another opportunity that you've been waiting for potentially, if you are resonating with the work message, because I feel like I am dealing with, again, multiple energies coming in. I have a work related message coming in, and I also have an emotional relationship related message coming in. Because someone watching it is the big shift coming in is deciding whether or not you want to continue in your environment. Full stop. Whether that environment's in the work realm or the family realm, because it could be the family realm here that you're considering making a transition or a move. And it is a challenge for you because it's challenging everything you've worked so hard towards. It's challenging perhaps even the perception that other people have about who you are and your roles that you play. Like, it's challenging you a lot because it's making you step outside of your comfort zone. But it's also the reward that's waiting for you is so much more emotional abundance, and you're never going to reach the emotional abundance that you're looking for in this environment. That's what Spirit's saying. But we don't know that. And that's the thing, we feel like we make all sorts of decisions that are wrong, and we're like, how did I get to this point? But we never come to these realizations unless we experience. We don't know that an invention isn't going to work until we try it again and again sometimes before we have to keep making adjustments. And so this is a very common theme that I've been finding in the collective, where there's a lot of dissatisfaction in the foundations that we're currently building, but we're also worried about collectively what is going to be communicated about us because of our actions away from that expectation, that we stay put. And Spirit wants you to know that staying put in this environment is not rescuing you from any of those negative energies. Because truly, Spirit says that if you stay put there, you're going to have the ghost of the unknown looming over you forever. The ghost of the unknown looming over you. And that's one of your biggest fears, I feel like, is having this as a ghost of your past kind of always following you around, always fearing that you made a mistake here. It has something to do with foundation. Again, Three of Pentacles can talk about the job realm as well. So you may be considering making a big leap, taking a big risk in your job realm. And that may be an opportunity that's upon you right now, making real decisions about your job realm. Spirit says if you are, don't be fearful, because you're going to be fine. Number one, you have to have more confidence in yourself in this environment, and how what you have to offer is going to result in abundance. For someone watching, I feel like you may be getting some sort of offer of promotion, and there's fear to enter into that because it could be a male-dominated field even that you're entering into or that you're a part of. And Spirit says do not, because it's a part of your ascension. It's a part of your ascension. But there's also, we have here the Three of Cups, there is also an emotional message coming in for someone's completely separate. As I said, collective energy, I can't control what energy is coming to the room. And this move that you're making, this bold, is about you walking away from something you've already spent time investing in. Whether it be a work realm or a practical realm at home, you've spent time investing in this, and it's a big challenge for you to step outside of that comfort zone because you feel kind of helpless and stuck there. But that's because you're trying to avoid the Tower. The Tower is reversed, so you're trying to avoid chaos. And this avoidance is just slowing down your happiness. It's just slowing down your happiness. And this Three of Cups is talking about celebrations that are coming that we've been delaying. If we see things from the full spectrum with this rainbow, if we see things clearly, then we'll recognize that celebration is waiting for us, that security is waiting for us, that confidence is waiting for us on the other side. But we're so fearful of that unknown that we stop that wheel from moving. You can even see here in the very bottom, the little skull looks very, very worried. And the skull is a reality, or is a symbol of reality and transition and the grief. Because what you're leaving behind, it's okay to grieve it. It's okay to be sad, even if it's your decision. But not to let that grief hold you in place, because this is a very purposeful moment for you. This is leading you, and they want you to understand with the 5 and the 9 that this is a strength energy that is being required of you. And so we're going to move into the strengths of what strengths you have purposefully to help you overcome this challenge so that you can enter into this new emotional start. Because whether it's in the work realm or whether it's in the romance realm here, Spirit says it's equating to a new emotional start for you. And for many on the outside, again, there's going to be this sense of people judging your actions because you are starting back at square one, it feels. But Spirit wants you to trust in your intuition at this time. Trust in the unknowns. And there are some really similar energies to pile 1 here, because the 10 of Wands did make a huge impact in that pile. And you can see under this umbrella, we're trying to protect ourselves, but the thing we're really protecting ourselves is from the change that we need. The change that we need. And we feel kind of helpless, but that's what we're here to shake up, because Spirit wants you to know that you have a lot of strengths that you can utilize in this realm. So let's take a look at what strengths does pile 2 have. We have the 7 of Wands. There is like a fierce determination, independence about the 7 of Wands, the 9 of Pentacles, the King of Wands. There's a focus in you that you can utilize to push forward. This King of Wands doesn't like to be kept waiting. He's very focused. He has a plan. He knows what he deserves. And he has the confidence to back it up, even if he has to fake it till he makes it. And sometimes he does with the 7 of Wands. Sometimes we have to apply a lot more force than we think we have to. But there's a determination about it. And this is not an insurmountable thing. In fact, Spirit says this is meant for you. This is meant for you. This is the stepping stone. This is the moment for you to make that ascension. And ultimately, it's to reestablish the peace, the security that this 9 of Pentacles reversed is representing. The lack of. There's setbacks and jealousies and insecurities associated with the 9 of Pentacles reverse. And instead, we have the 9 of Pentacles upright. Making these bold moves are going to reestablish that security for you. But it's going to add to it. Instead of just the security, we're going to have peace right along with it. We're going to feel purposeful. We're going to feel driven. We're going to feel goal-oriented, especially if you are resonating with the work message, because I see you ascending and stepping up into your empowerment, truly. You could even be sort of becoming a supervisor or taking on a leadership role of some kind too in the work realm. But there's also a secondary message coming in for someone in the romantic realm. It's like this pot, and that's what we have to understand about our energy field, is it doesn't stay in its lane. When you elevate in one area, the natural evolution is carried through all of the realms of your experience. You can't be completely fulfilled and happy and excited about the work realm and be completely miserable in your emotional life. It just doesn't work that way. It bleeds into each other. They want you to know that this is a new foundation. This is a new foundation, and that there is fear associated with newness, but not to be fearful of this unknown, to trust your higher self, because the only thing waiting for you is celebration and abundance. In every realm, celebration and abundance, and a feeling of authority too. Authority over your own life, and authority over other people's expectations and opinions of you as well. Advice, please, for pile number 2. We have a fork in the road. Big shifts and changes, a benchmark for you. A benchmark of your success. That's what Spirit wants you to understand. This is a benchmark of your success, and not to let the insecurities, the fears, or any person, place, or thing from your past stop you. We have never-ending story. It's a reminder to us that we're all works in progress. We will never be done ascending. We're all ascending. We're not ascended. We're all ascending, and we're not done, and neither are you. Back of the deck says thinker. You could be an air sign potentially, because you may be someone who overthinks, and that's why we're encouraged here with the 5 of Wands to sort of turn ourselves like the butterfly does, to turn inwards into sort of a liquid soup, to reflect upon whether or not we are feeling satisfied in our current environment, whether that be in work, at home. And if that answer is no, then it's time for us to usher through a new doorway and start a new foundation, because this is a foundation phase for you. And Spirit is now asking you to take pause and reflect upon which foundation you want to continue to build in. And they say that you don't want to continue building in your current foundation. And so that shift is coming in for you. Nice, please. Adapt to all the changes that are happening. You are smart, you are capable, especially if you lack some confidence in the work realm. You know, that's why the rose is being protected, that red rose of empowerment, to remind you of how capable you are. The determination, the focus, the creativity inside of you. We have here freedom. You always have a choice, though. This is your decision to make. It's very important that your guides make you understand that nothing holds you back, and you are asked to follow your passion. It does feel like very career oriented here, but I feel like it's going to bleed into all sorts of new opportunities for you, even in love as well. But I feel like you are leveling up. You are leveling up. And it's like you're taking your rightful place, especially if you're the divine feminine. It feels like you're taking your rightful place as a partner or something. It's like as an equal. And I know that maybe if there's divine masculines watching, that doesn't seem like a big deal. But for the divine feminine, we understand what it feels like to be put on that pedestal in equality. And that's what it feels like. But I feel like you're even going a bit beyond that, because you're just taking all of your grace and your femininity into that position. And it's like you're opening up a new ceiling. Opening up a brand new ceiling for yourself. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile 2. Advice, please, for pile 2 in the bowl. Oh, we have one. The Ace of Pentacles is reversed, so you're stressing out about this opportunity because the unknowns are really scary. You may even be, again, it feels like it's an opportunity in the work realm. You may be even in the process of kind of fueling insecure ideas into yourself and convincing yourself that it's not for you at this time. But that's why Spirit's here, to offer in the helping hand that you need to help you get that boat in motion. It's like getting a car started when it's not running. It's like running against a car, because Spirit's here to fuel you with the confidence you need to succeed, and to remind you of the divine, powerful creator that you actually are. That you don't actually even need anybody's help to get to where you are or where you're going. You don't actually need anyone's help to get there. But Spirit wants to embolden you with that confidence right now, to just push that boat across the water. And they also want you to not be fearful of this opportunity, because they want you to understand of the abundance that's coming for you if you are brave enough to enter into that unknown. We have the chain, insecurity, feeling stuck. We have here the turtle. It's like someone who is working really hard towards a goal, steadily, steadily, steadily. And then we have here the Pegasus in flight. And because of that effort, and because of all of it's like you've created momentum for yourself, even energetically, with your manifestation abilities. And now it's like the ball is starting to snowball and changes upon you. We have here the open book, going by the book as well. And that's what it feels like. You have always done everything right. It's like you're always trying to just step in the right stepping stones. You're always trying to take the right steps in life. And you feel like sometimes like it never pays off for you, but it's about to pay off. We have the happy clouds. The uncertainty doesn't have to mean that the uncertain future is a bad one. Spirit says that you're going to be very pleasantly surprised when you take that leap. We have teddy bear. I think about children, so they could be a factor in your life. You could even be on your way to motherhood in the future as well. We have here, just for you, a little star of Aquarius. It's like it's almost like a little extra pin from Spirit, from your guide, saying this little star of hope is just for you, to help you unlock your potential, because that's what it feels like. You're unlocking the secrets of your potential. And this is going to be sort of a beautiful manifested evidence of how powerful you are at manifesting shifts and changes in the positive realm. All right, pile 2, that's what I have for you today. I hope that it resonates with you. If it did, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section, and I would love for you to subscribe to the channel, hit your notification bell and your like button. It truly helps me to bring you more content. And you can also check me out for a private reading below from my Etsy account. That link is below, rather, if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a great day. Hello, pile 3. You were drawn to the little blue planet, and this is your reading. What are the next big challenges or changes coming in for you, and what are some of your strengths that you can utilize to tackle some of these shifts? Let's take a look here. 7 of Swords. The next big challenges or changes coming in for pile number 3, please. We have the Ace of Cups. Sorry, I wanted to get a little extra light on the situation. The next big challenges or changes for pile number 3. The 10 of Cups. There seems to be almost a little bit of a theme between pile 1 and maybe this pile 2. King of Swords and the 5 of Cups. Next big shift or change coming in for you, pile 3. The 9 of Wands. Back of the deck is the 7 of Pentacles. Let's clarify this row. The next big challenge or change coming in, 7 of Cups and the 6 of Swords. And we have the Hanged Man, the Star, or I'm sorry, the Sun and the Queen of Pentacles. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the Death energy, and back of the deck is the 6 of Wands and the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Ghosts with the Knight of Cups. So there is a big shift coming in, and I am dealing with collective energy, so I do have multiple messages coming in for people. So bear with me as I weed through these messages, because I definitely have a message for someone that another big shift and change coming in is that you may be growing your family a little bit, because we have some really good news coming in for this Queen of Pentacles, for this Queen of Cups. It just feels like there's a little surprise. You can see the little creature underneath the chair. It's like we're sitting on a secret. Your guides and angels are sitting on a secret. And I feel really excited for you, because I feel like you're growing your family, and that's a big, big shift. You may have been waiting for this, and you may have even almost given up on this objective. You may have given up on this opportunity. And I almost feel like your partner had sort of given up too. I feel like the two of you, and that fuels the insecurity, but I feel like there is a sense of sort of releasing this expectation. And then all of a sudden we have this rebirth, and this Death card, you can see that the Death card is not something to be scared of, because look at how happy those pumpkins look. Look at how happy the sunflower behind looks. Look at how happy, it's like they're fueling the change with their actions. So you're making this happen. All of the changes that are coming in is because of actions you've taken in the past that have fueled this expectation. This is something you wanted, and you're going to reign victory now over it. You're going to be successful very soon. In fact, it feels like it's upon us right this moment. So this is the next big thing coming up. This is something you have been waiting for. And I feel like you almost set yourself up with the expectation of failure, because it would be too painful to ever not get this. It's like, if you had the goal, especially if it's children, you had the goal of being a parent, it would just be too painful to ever think to yourself, this is not possible for me. But sometimes you might fuel that into you, that belief system, or you have in the past, because it's also painful to be tempted by it. And I feel like there's been a lot of experiences perhaps where you have maybe even lost a pregnancy, where it's like you're so close and then it gets torn away from you. And so my heart goes out to you. I've experienced that, and my heart goes out to you. But the good news is that all of that was not for naught. All of your experiences was not for naught. All of the suffering and pain that you and your partner both experienced, because I feel like you guys really went through it together. They really tried to be strong and stoic with you and for you. That's going to help, because all of that, the way that you guys navigated it with grace and with and I feel like I could cry because the way that you navigated disappointments on this road is really beautiful. And you're going to be rewarded. You're going to be rewarded with that, with the very desires of your heart here. So this is really exciting. Feels like a growth in a family. It also feels like sort of walking away from a time of grief, which is beautiful. We're leaving the grief behind us. But there's still a little bit of sort of pressure on our shoulders here with the Nine of Wands, with the Death. Like we feel a lot of pressure. We're still kind of holding on to, even though we get the good news, Spirit says you may kind of hold on to some of that fear a little bit as you continue going on to like the very last minute. You know, so if you have sort of experienced loss, it's like you're going to go to the 9th, the 10th hour and the 11th hour, and you're still going to be sort of on edge. But Spirit wants you to know that it's tempting to think about the experiences of the past and be reeling from them, but they don't want you to feel like any experience is wasted, because they say now the time has come for you to start a new cycle, to unburden yourself. So let's see what your greatest strength is here. A secondary message, as I said, I do have collective energy coming in. The next big shift for someone watching, and this is very specific, is that you may decide to completely shift gears. And you may decide to walk away from something that's emotionally unfulfilling for you. Or someone may be leaving your life who has made a decision to move forward. And if that's the case, Spirit wants you to understand that you have victory waiting for you. If someone in your life is detaching, is moving forward, it doesn't matter. That's what Spirit wants you to know, is that this death, quote unquote, is actually very necessary for you to have a brand new rebirth, for you to have victory. But that's a very specific message for someone watching. The overarching theme here is definitely an addition being added of abundance of some kind to a family, potential unit here. We have the Seven of Swords. What are their biggest strengths? The Page of Cups. And the Devil. Back of the deck is the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles. Nine of Swords is not necessarily a strength sometimes, but Spirit's saying like you're an overthinker. But they also said that this overthinking can really work as a benefit and to your benefit, because we can transmute that habit. You may be an overthinker that leads to frustration, that leads to worry, that leads to anguish for yourself, but Spirit says that this is an opportunity for you to transmute that energy. You're really good at feeling really intensely. You are an emotion. It's like you have a fragile heart. You are really good. You're empathic, perhaps. You're really good at feeling intense emotions. And that can sometimes feel like a negative thing. But Spirit says instead of seeing it as a negative thing, and it may have not served us in a positive way in the past, we can transmute that energy and we can fuel it to strength. We can fuel it to sort of detach ourselves from the past and from all of the pain that exists there. Because the Devil reminds us that that tether around the neck is not that strong, it's not that tight, so we can take it off whenever we want. And so your ability to overthink and your ability to sort of be very emotional within the overthinking process can now be used to your favor. You can get so excited about this new opportunity, this blessing that pops in out of the blue. You can be so excited and you can be so grateful and so thankful for the opportunity. And it's like shifting the script, and it's going to take practice to get ourselves into the habit of thinking on the opposite swing of things in a more positive mindset than it is overthinking or worrying. But because we've gotten ourselves into the habit of doing this, and we see how powerful that has been in our life, it is just a testament to how powerful the opposite thought process will be in this experience. And that's why the Nine of Wands is here, because they're encouraging that strength. Fuel. Use your ability to feel such strong emotions. Use that ability to fuel in a purpose and a drive and a strength and a force to expect every good thing, to expect every good thing, to expect victory, because victory is yours here, Spirit says. Advice, please, for pile 3. Next big shifts coming in. We have here deep knowing. Oh my, I love it. And it's a number, it's a 7 as well. We started with the 7 of Swords. We have the 7 of Swords here. We have the 7. It's about a pause point. You've started building something, and now we're taking pause and we're starting to build upon further. And you can trust in your inner knowing, in your divine guidance. And it's almost like when I saw that, I instantly got like a little bit of a flutter, because it's like sometimes when the divine feminine is expecting, for instance, it's like you just know. You just know. And that's what they want you to rely upon, is all of that intense thought of worry. They want you to understand that when you find out about this really beautiful blessing, that there's just going to be an intrinsic knowing that you know this is the one. This is it. This is going to work out in your favor, and it's going to be positive. It's going to be abundant. And it's going to give you all the desires of your heart. I just saw the community card. Milk and honey. Victory. Victory here. The land of milk and honey. You can see the elephants, a baby elephant in a milk bath, in a honey bath, and the trunk is in the air because luck is on our side, and this is a rainbow coming in after loss. It's the ability for you to see things from the full spectrum as well, because there is lessons in what you've experienced, but the true lesson is to enjoy this moment fully. To enjoy this moment fully. And I often look at this card and I often see like a heart in the glass. So again, you may have sort of given up hope, or not entirely though, because I don't feel that entirely, but you're telling yourself you'd given up hope when inside you haven't, because you're finally getting your reward. Your beautiful rainbow is coming. Back of the deck, again, community. All of the effort that you've put in, it's all coming full circle. And it's about a celebration that's coming in too, that we can sort of extend. You can see here it's a mother giraffe leaning down to kiss her baby. We can extend that joy outward, because other people are going to be celebrating with you as well. Guys, for pile 3, please. I feel very excited and emotional for you. I don't know if you feel emotional, but I do. We have here protection. Oh, and it's being divinely protected. The guardians of the land. And truly, you can see here the stag in the background. It's like the shadows. You even have like ancestors. You have past loved ones that are protecting this situation, that are watching over the situation. There's so much pride there too. And we have here generosity. The maple spirit. It's about blooming, things coming into bloom. And I'm thinking about early spring, so I feel like you're going to be getting this news very soon, because spring is right upon us. You're going to be getting this. It's like when the maple syrup flows, when the sap flows, is what Spirit is saying. So you're going to be receiving this message very soon. And it's so important because it's all about healing. The overarching theme here is about the healing and the joy that comes in, the abundance that you feel, and the swelling of that beautiful Queen of Cups heart. She puts a lid on it. It's also a beautiful sort of mother bear energy here. And here's manifesting dreams, the otter, 4 and 6. You're manifesting a family, because the otter is a very family-oriented creature. Very excited for you. Oops, these are backwards. For pile 3, please. You have here, it's always tea time, eternity, endless moments, and repetition. It's always tea time. I'm laughing at the message coming in with this card, and we have growing up as well, wanting to grow and experience, rejection of perpetual youth, and that's what Spirit says is coming for you, pile 3. The rejection of perpetual youth. Your dreams are coming to fruition, but with that comes certain shifts and changes where you're stepping into new responsibility. And here it says it's always tea time. So they're like, prepare yourself for some work. Prepare yourself for, it says endless moments and repetition, because your life is going to shift. And sometimes it can shift in the ways that we exactly want it to be, and sometimes we're surprised by our reaction to the shift that we always wanted. So there is definitely a message coming in. I'm giggling about it right now because there's a message coming in that there will come a point in time, even if this is a long sought after desired outcome. This is something you want. If you wanted this advancement in your family, this is something you wanted. It's going to come for you. But On the other side of that, Spirit wants you to understand that there's going to be a moment where you are going to be sitting in the dark, in the middle of the night, exhausted, and you're going to sit there in a moment and you're going to wonder, did I do the right thing? And you're going to feel so terrible about that because it's going to be very repetitious for a while. Especially at first, everything's going to be kind of the same. There's going to be a lot of routine, and this is going to take some adjustment. And it's a natural thing for us to worry that we made missteps or have that buyer's remorse, and there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with your experience, and to forgive yourself. Be very gentle with yourself, and honor yourself and your feelings during that time, because it's going to shift your experience. You're going to be shifting into new responsibilities. And so that's going to take a toll on your current experience, your current life, but it's a wonderful thing. And there will be a beautiful leveling off and a beautiful balance that is restored in your life with time. So don't let the growing pains steal some of the joy of the experience in the very beginning, because it's always a challenging when we're starting to adjust to new lives, to new beginnings. Let's get a charm bowl for you, pile number 3. Advice, please. Knight of Swords reversed. The Strength and the Queen of Cups reversed, And that's the message. Again, I'm giggling because it's this sense of like, be careful what you wish for, because you just might get it. Be careful what you wish for, you just might get it. This is something that you have your heart set upon. And I feel like there has been some disappointments, again, some false starts that have happened for you in the past, that you have been really asked to sort of tame your fears and really exercise a lot of strength. Like, this has challenged you perhaps in ways that you've never experienced before. This experience of loss, or this experience of trying to gain this outcome for yourself, and it feels like an addition to the family, has really challenged you. And a lot of your strengths have been forged in that preparation. A lot of the strengths that you're going to need on the other side of what you want, having been received, are being forged right now in some of those difficulties. But we still have that beautiful Queen of Cups, where it says, be prepared to fill your cup up and put a lid on. And so rest up now, they say. We have the music notes. It's like beautiful music that turns into 3. And here's it's a little girl in the bowl, so that could be an indication of perhaps what is coming forward for you. But don't come at me in the comment section if you end up having a boy. Okay, I'm not a gender predictor, but we do have a little girl in the bowl. We have here Scorpio energy, and we have the whale tail as well. We also have the stagnation of the anchor, so feeling stagnant, but it's also circled by a circle too. So it's talking about solutions, and it's talking about victory over the stagnation. We have here the starfish, which is about healing and empowerment, because it's the red starfish. So about healing and allowing our healing to result in an empowerment instead of a loss. We have as well the music, and we have the 10 of Cups. Family situations, abundance. We have here something that has long been prayed for as well. All right, pile 3, I'm very excited for you. We have change with the wing coming in as well. I missed the wing. Change coming in for you. If this resonated, I would love to hear your story below in the comments section so I could give you some words of support. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and join our beautiful soul family here. If you do, be sure to drop me a comment so that I can enter you in for a chance to win a free reading with me. You can also check me out on Etsy for a personal reading if you feel called to. But I hope that you come back here for another visit at the Tarot Cottage, and I hope you have a beautiful day.